Welcome, everyone. Ready to dive into Isaac Asimov's Foundation?
Oh, absolutely. A classic.
It really is. Today, we're going on a journey through a crumbling galactic empire. We'll follow Hori Seldon, brilliant guy,
A visionary?
using psychohistory, can you believe that? To predict the empire's fall and, engineer a whole plan to rebuild civilization. Wild.
What grabs me about Asimov is it's not just spaceships and adventure.
Right.
He's wrestling with, the morality of shaping humanity's future, the sheer power of intellect to overcome any crisis, then throws in, boom, the mule.
Unpredictable, that's for sure. So first up, Trantor.
The heart of it all.
Asimov paints this picture. A planet city, 40 billion people.
Mind-boggling scale.
Gul Dornick, our young mathematician, he arrives and he's just overwhelmed. But there's got to be downsides to all this, right?
Oh, absolutely. Trantor's Achilles heel, complete reliance on imports,
Can't sustain itself.
vulnerable. The citizens, they used to this completely artificial world, even open space freaks them out.
Foreshadowing, I bet.
Big time. It all points towards the Empire's eventual fall.
Then we've got Harry Seldon, this mathematical genius. He invents psychohistory.
Predicting the future, using stats, human behavior.
Exactly. And he sees it, Trantor's downfall,
Wow.
centuries ahead. But what can he do?
Direct interference that'd change everything, mess up his predictions. So he's subtle.
Sneaky Seldon.
Sets up the foundation, sounds all noble, creating the Encyclopedia Galactica, all of human knowledge.
A cover story.
Brilliant one.
Okay, gotta hear this. What's the Foundation really up to?
The real mission. Preserve knowledge and shorten the inevitable barbarism that's coming.
After the Empire falls.
Exactly. Secrecy is key. If folks knew the plan, they'd act differently. Seldon's calculations go out the window.
So they're on Terminus, this remote planet, pretending to be bookworms.
Building a future under everyone's
And
noses.
talk about pressure. But they're not alone out there, right? Dangerous neighbors.
Plenty. Kingdoms like Anacreon, they see the Foundation's tech, they want it for themselves. First Seldon crisis brewing.
Seldon crisis. What does that even mean?
Pivotal moment. Seldon predicted it. Huge danger. Foundation survival on the line. Each crisis, a new challenge. They adapt, evolve, and bam, closer to Seldon's plan.
But how do they even survive this first one? Scientists, scholars, not warriors.
Their strength is their minds. Salvor Hardin, mayor of Terminus, he gets it.
Practical guy.
Clashes with the Foundation's trustees. Those guys are all about the encyclopedia, above all else. Hardin, he knows survival takes more than books.
Politics, the game of power.
And he plays it. Uses their tech, even religion, outmaneuvers Anacreon, avoids a war.
Wow, religion.
Yeah, Hardin, he sees power's many forms, weaponizes religion, plays on Anacreon's beliefs. Morally complex, but hey, it worked.
Makes you think the lengths leaders will go to survive. Speaking of complex, we got to talk Hober Mallow, right?
A traitor.
Sent to Corel, they're messing with nukes. Bad news.
Mm.
But Mallow, he doesn't just charge in, fists flying.
Brains over brawn, that's Mallow.
Hmm.
Undercover, looks like any other traitor, but he's watching, learning, gaining influence.
Every step, it's like the Foundation's tiptoeing around these powerful, kind of scary neighbors.
They need those brilliant minds, that's for sure.
Adapt or die, right? Seldon might have given the roadmap, but it's these people making the tough calls.
In the thick of it, moral gray areas everywhere. And here comes Mallow, straight into the second Seldon crisis.
This one's different.
This time, the threat's not just outside, it's inside the Foundation, too. This
Yeah.
crisis, it's about their own internal struggles, sticking to the peaceful academic roots like the encyclopedists want or the actionists. They're all about expansion, military might.
Mallow's in the hot seat now,
Yeah.
seen as the actionist champion, the guy who will lead them to, I don't know, galactic domination.
That's the perception, sets the stage for one heck of a trial.
Yeah.
Maybe a good place to pause, pick this up in part 2. That trial, oh man, talk about fascinating. Mallow's accused, right? Acting against the Foundation, provoking Corel. It's remember the whole point, knowledge, intellect, not just brute force. But Mallow, he's got a different view.
Walk me through it, because he strikes me as a pragmatist, adapting to, well, whatever the galaxy throws at him.
Exactly. Mallow sees the threat, Corel, those nukes are serious. But he also gets it, open warfare. Dangerous.
Yep.
Especially with, the ghost of the Empire still out there. So what's his weapon? Trade? Control? Without all the bloodshed.
Creating that dependency, right. Corel needs the Foundation stuff. Tech, goods, they're hooked.
Boom, disarmed, reliant on the Foundation for, their whole economy to work. Less likely to get aggressive, it's brilliant. Economic leverage, classic power play. We see that all the time, even today.
Oh yeah, nations using trade deals, sanctions to like nudge each other around.
Yeah.
Soft power, but effective. Back to the trial though, wasn't there a whole religious angle?
The Set faction, strong religious influence, they're suspicious of Mallow, thinking he's, I don't know, manipulating things for himself, bringing up his Smyrnian background like he's an outsider, threat to the Foundation's values.
It's like the trial becomes this, I don't know, mini version of the Foundation's big conflict. Pragmatists, Mallow, bend the rules to survive, versus the idealists, Sut, holding on to Seldon's original dream, pure science, peace.
Pragmatism versus idealism, man, Asimov nails it. Both sides have good points. It's complex. No easy answers, no heroes or villains with like black hats and white hats. Just people trying to make the best of a messy situation. Makes you think about like what compromises do we make? What do we sacrifice just to keep going? Any civilization, even one built on good intentions.
And then during the trial, Mallow, boom, drops the bomb. He planned the whole Corel thing, even that missionary capture, made it look like an accident, to force the Foundation's hand, expose Corel's aggression.
Talk about a gamble, but it works. Mallow's proving a point. The Foundation can't just be pacifist, not with nukes in the picture. Gotta show some teeth sometimes, even if you gotta fake it a little. Survival.
And that's where his strategy really shines. It's about perception. Inside the Foundation, over on Corel, he's playing everybody. Emerges a hero, sure, but controversial. Becomes mayor, takes charge. New direction. Maybe not Seldon's plan exactly, but maybe, just maybe, it's what they need to actually succeed.
Turning point, right? Asimov keeps you guessing. Just when you think you've got it figured out, bam, curveball. And the biggest one, oh, it's coming.
The mule, right, out of nowhere, throws the galaxy into chaos.
Game changer, the mule. Mental powers, manipulating emotions, controlling minds. Not in Seldon's calculations at all. This guy threatens to wreck everything. Challenges the whole idea of psychohistory, that you can predict how big groups of people will act.
Makes you wonder, if even something as powerful as psychohistory can get blindsided, what chance do we have? Like, are we really in control, or are we just along for the ride? Destiny, chance, who knows?
Big questions, and that's what Asimov does. Sticks with you. The mule, he's the unknown, that random element that messes up even the best plans. Makes you think about the limits of what we know, how fragile civilization really is.
Kind of scary, kind of exciting too, right? Has a whole new level of danger. The Foundation's journey, oh, it's far from over. Can't wait to see how they deal with this challenge. Guess we'll find out in part 3. Okay, so, the mule. Talk about a curveball, right?
Yeah.
Seldon's plan, all that careful work, and this guy just shows up. Like throwing a wrench in the whole machine. How does the Foundation even deal with that? They're all about logic, predictions.
That's the thing. The mule shows how vulnerable any system is. Even one as well-designed as, like, Seldon's whole thing. Mental powers, manipulating people, whole populations, bending them to his will. He's conquering huge chunks of the galaxy. The Foundation is left scrambling.
It's almost like Asimov saying, nope, no matter how smart you are, how much you plan, there's always going to be something you didn't see coming.
Right, like the limits of control. The
Yeah.
mule, he's that chaos factor, throws off all the predictions.
Yeah.
Makes you question, can we really control the future?
This is where the second Foundation comes in, yeah. All hush-hush, mysterious. What's their role in all this?
Second Foundation, Seldon's backup plan. Balance to the first Foundation, all that science and tech. The first, they're preserving knowledge, rebuilding, like the physical stuff. Second Foundation, they're the shadow players, protecting humanity's minds, emotions.
Wow.
Guardians of psychohistory itself, keeping it safe, making sure nobody messes with it.
Two sides of the same coin. One's the physical world, the other, it's all psychological. And it's got to be both working together that keeps humanity going.
You got it. Second Foundation adds a whole other level to the story. Makes you think about, like, who really holds the power? What is control, even? Can you have a system meant for good, but still there's potential for, I don't know, manipulation within it?
You said they protect humanity's minds. How do they even do that? With the mule out there causing chaos?
These guys, they're masters of the mind. Psychology, mentalics, powers that rival the mules, maybe even stronger. They're nudging humanity towards stability. Subtle little pushes here and there, guiding events, keeping things in line with Seldon's big plan. Unseen hand, shaping destiny.
Chilling, kinda. Right. This group, working in secret, influencing everything. Makes you think, free will. What choices are we really making? If we're being manipulated even a little, are we really in control?
That's the question Asimov keeps asking. No easy answers. But it's ethics, right? Shaping humanity's future, is it ever okay? To manipulate, even if you think it's for the best.
Not just sci-fi either. Look around today, manipulation's everywhere. Governments, corporations, the media, all trying to control us, change how we think, how we act.
Asimov, he's giving us a warning. Think for yourselves, question what you're told. Those subtle forces, they're always there trying to shape us.
So wrapping up, big takeaways. What do we leave our listener with after this whole deep dive?
Foundation, it's not just a fun story. It's about us, human nature, what makes civilizations tick, the fight between order and chaos. Think about what shapes our world, power, control, the choices we make, and what they mean in the long run.
A story that sticks with you. Makes you question things, your own beliefs even. A classic for a reason, I'd say. Dive in, see what Asimov makes you think about.
Absolutely. And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep those questions coming, and keep on diving deep.